Hello. I am speaking to you today because I would like to share a few of the many joyful moments in Beth's life. And in so doing, I would like for her to be remembered for more than the final tragedy. I am Alexis Butler, Elizabeth Butler's older sister, and I'm also a film teacher at Culver City High School in Southern California. A month ago, I indulgently booked a hotel room at Cavallo Point in Sausalito, and I also bought 2 tickets to a wine tasting dinner at the Headlands Center for the Arts. Then, my mom, Louise, and I devised a plan that she would babysit for Stellan and Joaquin, while Beth and I had a sister's Valentine's together. Beth was hesitant at first because this would be the first time she had left her sons overnight. Beth was the kind of person who had also never left her 11-year-old dog in a kennel. So this was a big deal. I was a little worried that I would have to come up with another Valentine's date on short notice. But after some encouragement and probably the allure of a good night's sleep, she agreed. Looking back, it's as if time expanded that weekend. I remember how Beth miraculously arrived early and met me inside the airport. Seeing her walking diagonally towards me was like seeing myself in a mirror, just for a moment. I remember the feeling of her whisking me away into the city and feeling safe as she took control. Beth liked to be in charge. And I had long since relinquished control when Beth was driving. The sun was out, and people were sunning themselves in Dolores Park. She, of course, took me immediately to eat at Tartine Bakery in San Francisco, and she insisted that we buy a lemon tart after a massive lunch. Beth really enjoyed eating. I expected in the slideshow of her pictures that every photo would include her with a piece of food in front of her. I'm glad the SCPD included some photos of her in uniform in between the meals. Beth caught me up to speed on a recent reunion she had had the week prior with her college roommates. These 4 women, Sierra, Lynn, Adriana, and Beth, had maintained friendships and followed each other's busy lives for almost 20 years, since the days when they had slept in 2 bunk beds in a dorm room at UCSC. How lucky they are that they caught hold of each other that weekend. Beth wanted to show me a neighborhood she wished that my mom and I would move to be closer to her. We drove to what seemed to be the highest peak in the city, to the top of Buena Vista Park. It is here that we planned to eat the lemon tart, and she would open the birthday presents that I had brought her. Beth would have turned 39 on March 16th. After our first bite, Beth received a police call. It was important. I sat looking over the Golden Gate Bridge, and her voice became brusque. She waved away the dessert. She was authoritative, and without notes, she relayed vital information about a recent investigation. My sister was transformed, and she was proud about a successful interview she had conducted with an eyewitness who had been scared to speak. Beth had always had a persuasive way with words, and she was always able to turn me in any debate. I'm amused by the thought that our sibling rivalry helped to shape the competitive, investigative spirit of my little sister. She loved to win a game. She loved to solve a mystery. At Cavallo Point, we took advantage of the spa, and we sat on the wooden benches in the women's sauna as beads of water dripped in the ethereal steam-filled room. She relaxed. We dressed up for dinner side by side, and we were girly together. We blow-dried our hair. We curled our hair. And we tried all of the free products at the spa. Beth was stunning at a party. In heels, she was the first woman to be noticed. She was tall. She was soft. She was willowy. She always gave herself permission to party. She loved to dance. At the dinner, we zeroed in. We chose the couple that we wanted to sit by. She answered their innocent queries about the life of a female police officer, and I listened intently, because it is so interesting to hear the story of someone that you know already. What does a police officer do? I should know these things. Yet through their polite questions, I learned that she loved her career, that she would remain in the police force, the Santa Cruz Police Department, for years to come, that she cared for victims, and felt that she and police everywhere were doing work that is valuable. She revealed to the lovely pregnant couple next to us that she wished more women would be police officers. In turn, they assured her that taking a night off from her toddlers would be okay, and that once they had taken the leap with their firstborn, they were hooked. That weekend contains hundreds more illuminating snapshots of our lives as sisters. We were so near to one another and yet so busy with our own lives as teacher and cop. That weekend, we also went to Sky Park. We hiked in Henry Cowell. We cuddled with Joaquin and Stellan. She made us all a fabulous Italian linguine and fresh clam dinner. We watched The Wiggles for the millionth time, which is one thing I might regret. Elizabeth Butler made life fun instead of a chore. I did not realize that that simple weekend would be our last, but it, like every other moment, represents the fullness of her life, mind and heart at full capacity. She was my Valentine. She was a breath of fresh air in the lives of so many. Please know this, and like her, remember to celebrate your families and your friends as they radiate around you. And like her, embrace even your own daily struggles for justice. Remember to celebrate these small moments of joy as a tribute to Elizabeth. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Peter Wu, Elizabeth's partner, and the father of Joaquin and Stellan Wu.
This is our kid, Joaquin. And over there, Grammy sleeps Stellan. Joaquin, would you like to say hi?
Hi.
Thank you very much for your heartfelt support. It means so much to us, to our family at this time of great pain. Elizabeth, my love, our boy's loving mom. Now, her life has ended. Yet, she will live on in spirit through people she had known and touched. The life and the time I spend with her will not be in vain. I want to share with you a vow that I had whispered to her as I view her body. I whispered to her that I would take care of our boys and make sure they will always know what a great person their mom was. I promised that her sons will grow up to be upright, to be gentle, and to be loving. In times of uncertainty and frustration in the future, I will ask myself, how would Beth handle this? Her memory will serve as my guiding light. Her legacy will be carried on in our family, in our sons, and in the people they will touch. She will live on. I miss you so much, Beth. We will miss you so much. Goodbye, my love. Okay, you ready?